Harry, you ready to go out in the boat? Come on, let's go out in the boat. Let's go. You ready? All right, let's get our stuff together and we'll go. I'm David, and this is Forgotten Coast Fishing. We're out in the Gulf off the coast of Mexico Beach in the panhandle of Florida, sitting in close to 100 feet of water. What we're going to start out with is I've got all this dead bait I need to use up. We're going to be rebuilding on our property, and so we're going to move into a temporary apartment this weekend, and I need to clean out my bait freezer. So I'm going to get one of these mackerel here and just cut it up into kind of manageable sized pieces. And first I'm going to put out this Carolina rig. This is just a standard 7/0 circle hook. This is 80-pound mono, going up to a swivel and then a bead and then this 6-ounce sinker. And the gear I'm using, this is a Speedmaster 16 reel, and this is a Shimano Talus PX extra heavy rod. So I'm going to go ahead and set this out. I'm just going to drop it all the way to the bottom, turn on my clicker, loosen the drag, and put it in the rod holder. And while that's sitting there, I'm going to go ahead and set out this free line. So I'm going to take another hunk of this mackerel, and I'm going to try to go through the back there where there's kind of a hard spot, and it'll kind of stay better. So same sort of setup. This is a 7/0 circle hook, and then the same 80-pound mono. And with this one, I'm just going to cast it out. Our reef is about back here somewhere, so as this slowly sinks, hopefully it'll kind of pick up some of those bigger fish off the top of the reef. So I'm going to lighten the drag on this one as well and just stick that in the rod holder. Looks like we're getting some bites over here already. So let's see if we can get him on the hook here. All right, here we go. Yep, he's on here. Oh yeah, he's bigger than what I was thinking. I was thinking we were just kind of getting some little fish here and he was going to get our mackerel off, but he's a decent one. Probably a decent, respectable red snapper. But let's see here what it is. Here comes our color. Yep, red snapper, that's for sure. All right. All right. First fish. Look at this one, Steven. Oh, I got Steven turned around to stay out of the sun. Check him out, Steven. He is our first drop and our first red snapper today. All right, well, we need to vent this guy. There we go. All right, nice looking red snapper. Nice first fish of the day. There he goes. Okay, now that we know some fish are here and my bonita's starting to thaw out a little bit, I'm gonna cut up some of this stuff and throw it out there for chum. So I'm just gonna kind of cut this up to a little bit smaller pieces and just kind of chunk this out. Hopefully it'll bring some snapper up to our free line over here. Got him, got him, got him. Now this one was kind of weird. I was just letting out the line, kind of letting it go with the drift. And I don't know how long he's been hooked. I just kind of started reeling to check it. And I've got one. I don't think he's going to be as big as that last snapper. But what if it's another red snapper? Yep, a little bit smaller. Now these guys are out of season, unfortunately. If they weren't though, we'd have 2 in the box. This guy would be a little bit over 16, I think. And with Steven here, we can keep 2 apiece, so we'd be able to keep 4. Nice little snapper, he looks good. We don't need to vent him. There he goes. Okay, our bite is not particularly fast. Oh man, never mind. I was about to say I'm gonna try jigging. Yeah, well, he's a small one. I was about to say the bite is not that fast, so I was gonna kind of set this in the rod holder while I hooked up a slow pitch jig, but he made me eat my own words here. No, he's got, oh no, never mind, man. Here's the weight. That's weird. Did something else grab him, or he just now figured out he's hooked? Oh man, what is going on? I feel some popping and I don't know, maybe a shark's after him. I haven't seen any. Unfortunately, I don't see any dolphin yet either. I know sharks are down there, but no, I just don't think this guy realized he was hooked. Yeah, because here he comes. It's a red snapper, a nicer one, probably the nicest one of the day so far. Oh yeah, definitely. Look at this one. Man, I gotta, oh wow, he's a good one. Check them out, Steven. Wow, look at this snapper that I didn't even know I had. Wow. Let's see what he measures out to be. He would be about 10 pounds. Solid 10-pound snapper here. He looks like he's okay. We don't need to vent him. And he's about 27 inches. Good job, snapper. Okay. Oh man, here we go. Here we go. Finally something on the free line. This has been sitting out all morning long. We finally get him. So I've been kind of throwing that bonita out every, I don't know, 5 or 6 minutes or something, just like a handful each time. And hopefully we're starting to kind of get things lively down there. Oh, this is kind of a good one. Here he goes, back down to the reef. I don't think we're sitting exactly right on top of it. It's a little behind us, I think, but I still want to be a little careful to try to keep them from getting all the way down to the bottom. That's the good thing about this free line, since you're starting to fight pretty much on the surface, or you know, at least halfway up, and you have a little more kind of leeway to fight them. And here he comes. My head camera's off. No, it's an amberjack. It's an amberjack. My head camera's off, so you won't get the shot of him coming up. There it is, an amberjack. All right, on the free line. Oh, he's another 11-pounder like that snapper probably. All right, well, let's check out this dude. Let's see if I'm right about 10 or 11 pounds. Yeah, he's a solid 10, maybe 10 and a half. Let's see what he measures. From the fork to the mouth, he is gonna be about 26. Nice looking amberjack. All right, what do you think, Steven? Let's see if we can send him straight down. All right, this reef has totally died. I'm seeing some marks on the depth finder, but I'm just getting no bites. I even threw squid down there and nothing is even biting that. So Steven and I are gonna kind of clean the boat up and get it together, see if we have luck at a new reef. All right, we got him now. This was a lot of just kind of letting this guy nibble at it till he got on, and he's definitely on. Jeez, oh, just want to kind of make some headway right off the bat to get him away from that reef. I think we're good. We're in high speed on this reel, so our retrieve is pretty fast. So that's kind of what I wanted at first. I'm just going to leave it there. Let's see, here comes a nice red snapper again. Another nice red snapper. Yeah, you can see that I let him kind of eat it a little bit because that hook is down in his mouth a good ways. But I've got a de-hooker, I think I can get it out. Now we need to vent him and get him back. There you go, red snapper. I'll show you what I used to get that hook out. This little thing right here is invaluable. When you get a hook kind of deep down inside like that, you can grab it and kind of push it back and bring it out. Regular pliers aren't going to be able to do that very well. Oh, got him. Oh, got him. Got him. All right. A dolphin followed us over here to the new reef. But anyway, I hope he doesn't come over. I've got a jig on here, but I'm trying to hurry this guy in so this dolphin doesn't get him. He's a decent one. If I can just get him in. Where is the dolphin? So here comes the fish. Oh, is it a red grouper? Is it a keeper red grouper? All right. This may be another keeper red grouper. Check him out. All right. Well, let's get him measured out. I think he's going to be 20 inches. All right, let's see if this dude is 20. Get his tail there right to the end. He's not going to make it. He's just a little short. With that mouth closed, he wouldn't be on 20. And I've got him about as long as I can make him. So obviously we need to vent him and we'll get this guy on back. All right, red grouper. We'll see when you get a little bigger. Oh, here we go. All right, here we go. Got him on the jig again. Oh, here comes the dolphin. See if I can get him up. I think I can make it. Oh, I haven't seen my leader yet. Oh, here's the fish. Another red grouper. Another red grouper. All right. He's even a little smaller than another one. What do you think, Harry? Look how working this fish in so fast. Tore his mouth. We barely were able to get this dude in. But that's what happens when you get these dolphins. You either gotta get them in real fast or the dolphin's most likely gonna get them. Let's vent this guy too. This jig I'm using is made by Johnny Jigs, and it's a 90-gram one. And as you can see, we really don't have much wind at all, and there's basically no current. And I wanted to kind of go a little light with my jig, just because I'm not having to fight that current and that kind of thing to keep this jig vertical. Okay, here he is. A lot of these fish, I'm catching them kind of as the jig falls to the bottom, and I'm kind of starting to wait a second or two before I pull it up. And the last two have really kind of come on that little point where I'm kind of waiting those couple seconds. I'm not going to work this guy in. I think the dolphin is leaving us alone. Is this a red snapper? Yeah, so we got a little red snapper here. All right. Not the biggest ones out there, but a lot of fun on this jig. And look which hook he got on. I added this assist hook. This jig only came with this double assist hook at the top. And so I added this other one. I'm glad I did. All right, nice little snapper. Well, let's get you back. There he goes. I'm seeing some nice looking amberjack coming to the surface over here. And they were coming up right after I had thrown out some of this bonita. So I'm gonna do that again. And I've done something different with my free line over here. I've tied on this 2-ounce Spro jig. So I'm gonna let that sink for a second and kind of start to work this Spro jig through that bonita and see once they come up, you know, if I can grab one of them on this Spro jig. There he is, got him right in all that bonita. Man, that's a plan coming together. That's so cool. Oh, a nice one, just like I was thinking. Of course, these amberjack, they can be 22 inches long and feel like they're pulling your arm off. This is my Penn Slammer 4 7500 and my Shimano Talus PX extra heavy rod. So perfect for these amberjack. Oh, that's a snapper. No amberjack. See, like I was saying, this is not a big amberjack. And he was putting on a nice fight. Check him out, Steven. He's your size amberjack. All right. Oh, good, he got off. Those amberjack, a lot of times they kind of go crazy on the deck. and that jig will pop out and you don't have to really mess with it. All right, well, let's get this dude on back. All right, nice little guy. Now, he's not an Almaco. Almaco has a larger, taller dorsal fin, but this is about the same size as some Almaco that you get. All right, so while I've got them stirred up, go ahead and get this out again. So really the trick is, I think, to get this spro jig close to the bottom so you have some water to kind of work it back up through. I've done it different ways, but that really seems to be the best way. Yep, here he is. Got him again. Yep, got him again. Probably about the same size as the other one. He hadn't really started pulling yet. There he goes. This could be a snapper. He's doing a little bit of, kind of a little more jerking, or just a small amberjack does the same thing. So we'll see. Be kind of cool to get a snapper on this spro jig. Now he's feeling like a amberjack. Yeah, I can see him. He's an amberjack. Yep, see him dig back down. He'll get that head turned down and just dig and dig and dig. A little bit nicer one. Definitely a little bit nicer one. Here we go, Stephen. A little bit bigger amberjack. Nice sized amberjack. He's about 8 pounds, 9 pounds. All right, amberjack. Let's see if we can do a good torpedo with you. Oh, maybe not. Got hung up in the boga grip. I want to show you something I kind of came across. I had these zip ties on hand, and these are the kind that have this little loop in them, so you can kind of put a screw through it, hang it from a rafter or something like that. But it works perfectly if you don't have, you know, a holder on your rod, and you don't want to put it through the rod guides. So I put this on here, and what you can do is just get this hook right through that little hole for the screw, and you got a little spot to put your lure when you're not using it. That's pretty neat. All right, we're gonna go ahead and head on back. Great day of fishing. Got rid of all that bait, so now we can buckle down and start our moving process. But if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss my future videos. So until next time, hope to see you on another episode of Forgotten Coast Fishing.